Good morning, Michael, and welcome to Humanity Unboxed. We're unboxing some trust issues today. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm alive.
Yes.
And I thought a lot since you're the trigger monkey for me because I always, I've now trust so much. And also, what's funny? I need to start with this. I'm at a group, a talk group where we all talk.
Yeah.
And I brand new. And I saw, and I was just normal.
Yeah.
And I saw how many people were very questioning because I'm not system relevant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, we don't know anything. People were upset that I said, we don't know anything. I said, what do you know?
Right. Yeah.
You know? I said, what do you know? I
Yeah.
said, you pretend we know something, but, and then I went into times and people
Yeah.
don't trust that my human centricity. And they were looking at me and then at the end they were, but at the beginning they were very cautious about me.
Yeah.
Literally they're all intellectuals. They're all things. And I said, I have no education. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And that was like they thought I'm tricking them. And it's just talking about trust.
And I have to just comment on that point because I also say that quite often. And there is a famous, not system relevant, made to be looking as he was system relevant, and I can't remember if they attributed to Socrates or Einstein.
Yeah.
But even he said, the more I learn, the more I know.
Exactly.
The little I know, the less I know. Oh dear.
Oh dear. We can trust. We can
You
trust
can't
life.
trust the stand.
We can trust love. No, I just dropped my water.
Yeah.
We can trust life, right?
Yeah, but we can't trust love, though.
Of course, because love, you cannot not trust love. Because love is an emotional feedback loop that you are aligned with nature and with a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that's when you aligned, when that person gets you the thing. It's not that person. It just
or not this person, your animal or the tree outside. So I can love those things too. Yeah.
That's the emotional. You get the emotion. The animal comes to you and cuddles. It's the emotional, feedback loop. Everything is in harmony, and that's the superpower of nature. Balance,
which is connection.
Exactly.
So you mentioned interconnection, and it always comes back to connection because connection is connected to awareness. So we keep going around in these circles and coming back to similar things, but in connection there is trust. But if you break my trust, or we are no longer connected, if you no longer see me or hear me or acknowledge me, then suddenly I can't trust you anymore or myself with you. So there's a disconnect.
If we had some trouble, if we just, you went to South Africa and busy to rebuild your thing, and it takes you a year to get settled.
Yeah.
There's no.
But that doesn't necessarily mean there's a lack of connection. The connection isn't associated with speaking or calls or interaction necessarily. There's a deeper sense of being connected to others than the physical bit.
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I don't comprehend that. What do you mean by that?
You and I don't need to talk to each other to know that we are connected.
Yeah.
So even if we don't talk to each other, we still know we are connected.
Yeah.
We could actually be less connected when we talk to each other because words get in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I understand. So I just took that. And it's funny because even if, let's say, you have a fallout with somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you learned from each other something that you didn't expect or that you didn't expect. Usually it's just an expectation. And when that happens, then and and you don't see each other, obviously, because, you didn't expect. It's still a part of your connection because it was showed up in your experience.
Mm.
And it's that what I say then, you don't have to hug and kiss that person, but always have also that we are in the same boat. So this person, your enemy now, is still in the same boat. And which way, if I don't say it's in the same boat, we don't have to hug in the middle. We have to be on front and back.
Yeah.
But when you experience that, then the awareness is through, it's still in the same boat. And it's easier to forgive. It's easier to let go than when you say, no, the person is separate, and make yourself a separate thing. We are all us.
Yeah.
We are all us,
But that doesn't mean we need to trust,
and kiss each other and everything and pretend, which is the thing. Oh, you got to be a gratitude channel. You got to be this systemic, I never could do this. And I've learned gratitude where when you have nothing, you appreciate the little minute things. And I never understood, I couldn't artificially make myself feel gratitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Say
so,
hello to John quick. John saying hello, Michelle and Michael.
Hello.
Yeah. So because then that's fake. That's forcing something.
Exactly. Forcing something. Getting away from my one-on-oneness when I don't, I'm not, and I don't even say, oh, when you don't feel gratitude, you are stupid. No. But that's what system says. Yeah. I had to learn gratitude. I had to learn through my life, but I was always distracted by what gratitude is because, in the new wave movement and everybody was like, oh, gratitude is everything, which is true because it leads you also to love, to the balance. Gratitude is the balance. What feels good, oh, I have sunshine. Oh, that feels good. And you resonate within the part. Or some people love rain. This is, oh my God, it rains, wonderful.
But gratitude has become that word that's overused. So no longer
exactly, like love,
good feeling.
like love, God,
exactly, like love and God and
forgiveness,
trust, maybe even. Yeah,
absolutely. Trust is so.
Yeah,
it's such a thing. It's just
because the things that we were taught to trust, like authority, the teacher, the adult, the priest,
forced trust. What you call forced trust.
Yes,
you call that forced trust.
But we were told that those were the good people, but they weren't the good people. They aren't the good people because they are system relevant. They could be good people. They're not. There's no generalization. Not all Catholic priests are bad, but or not all government authorities are bad. Sadly, most of them. Not all media outlets are bad, but sadly, we can't trust most of them because money comes into it, and that's often where the trust goes out the window. I mean, most of these what do you call them, busters, whatever, you follow the money trail, and suddenly the trust is broken because you see that the thing, the connection point wasn't there because of love. Maybe love is the basis of trust, because without that, what is the motive? So
but it's always the top. I never saw from the bottom up. I always see from top down, because you know what? When I don't speak to you, when I'm not transparent with you. So what I found now, I saw this clip, which again, you triggered me, and then I see the right things.
Yeah.
And I see with medical students for generations, they want to be doctors, they want to help people, and they were taught about cancer, this. They weren't taught. Even they thought, and the segregation, because I'm a heart specialist, I'm going to a virologist, and they thought the virologist would take care of parasites. There's almost nothing on there, and they discovered it now, that cancer, grows and stuff. And my ex-wife had bilateral cancer, and
Yeah.
had both things after a mammogram, after mammograms.
Yeah.
And it was so, and they find out it's parasites a lot. Not that it is absolute, but it is a lot. And you're not looking at that and just say, oh, we did an early detection and cut that off, you know?
Which
and
segregates.
Really you spread it, and you spread it because the body, put this in a growth to capsulate that doesn't spread all over. And then you cut it off and it spreads all over. You know? And so the thing is, when you're not taught that, you cannot blame the doctors.
Yeah,
you
but
can blame the education.
Yeah. It's the trust in the education, and which then filters down to the trust in the doctor, which the doctor doesn't know anything. He only knows what
he was taught.
What he was taught. Yeah. And what John is saying here is you can trust them to act according to their natures and incentives.
Exactly.
So but what is the nature? What is human nature then? You know, what is human nature? Isn't human nature to connect and to trust and to
talk about it
live in symbiosis with each other and the earth? I mean, that's our nature. But then we have incentives coming in the way. So your bigger house, I can be better, or I can feel better if I look better. I don't know. No.
Yeah, but that's what's told. It's a lie too. Because why do millionaires kill themselves? They have everything. They're healthy.
Well, they have money.
They have, and no, I'm saying they're healthy.
Yeah.
You know, you kill yourself because you think you're dying. But I'm saying they kill themselves. They have health. They have everything. They have women. They have the house. They have everything. And they're killing themselves because there's no, one-on-oneness. There's no
connection.
They're one-on-oneness.
Yeah.
You are puzzled if you want it. See, this is the stuff. Trust is trust is basically you can rely on the connection, on the puzzle connection that you are. You can rely on that, and it is systemically called trust. If you know your one-on-oneness, I don't need to teach you who to trust or not, and you don't have to teach me, because we know about our one-on-oneness, and that we sense it. We use our senses, and we're not saying, "Oh, Michaell gives me $1 million. Now I'm all that." No, it has nothing to do. We know whom to trust, and we know that
But we also know that, and this is a very valid point that John brings up, that we know that by their actions. So we can go, oh, you know what? I know Michaell is transparent because he's always been transparent with me. I know this is his nature from the history that I have had with him, and those were his actions. Therefore, I can kind of predict, or I can feel into, I'm pretty sure he's going to be like that, not because of the incentive, not because you're getting anything from it outside of yourself, because it's an inside thing. It's your nature, I suppose. Yeah.
It's so. Also, nature is, we are part of nature. See, and that's why we can't. Every time we go against nature, it can't work. So when we go and say, no, certain humans should have a lot of money and certain humans should be slaves.
Yeah.
That is not natural. You can't win in that. You can short-term win. And,
but no, you can't win because someone loses, and you can't win.
Exactly. Short-term. I can pretend, because that's why we can adapt and pretend. That's our superpower. I'm pretending to do this, and the other people are pretending, oh, they're not enough. And they're slaves. And we're not speaking up to challenge authority. We're just doing what they tell us. Go to wars, hide at home with masks, doing all that stuff. And that's an income source for them. That's why we dirtied money so much. Because money represents the worth, is the system representation of the human worth.
Yeah.
And in nature, everything is the same. There is no, when you and I.
No hierarchy. Yeah.
There's no hierarchy.
Yeah. Well, if everything, kind of looks after itself, each other.
Yeah, the
Um,
archetypes. So I'm a mother archetype. I'm a grandmother
yeah.
archetype. I'm a warrior archetype. I'm a leader archetype. But there is an archetypal thing that is natural in humans, and and then you have two archetypes that they fight with each other, but they're not using, the other people to fight for them.
Yeah, but those are only aspects of us, so we can tap into certain aspects of ourselves
Yeah,
in spaces, but we also have other parts
yeah,
that we sometimes forget about. You mentioned now authority, um, and we can never trust authority unless we can challenge authority. Because
yeah.
if we can't challenge authority,
Well, yeah,
then
exactly.
there's no feedback, there's no relationship, there's no
No
respect.
transparency at all, at
Yeah,
all. And and the most transparent is not the humans. The authority must be the most,
yeah,
because it is made by us to say, hey, take care of our horses, take care of our kids, do this, do this, do this, like the travel thing, right? So
yeah,
they need to be super transparent. When they change, we always go on this thing of the horses, right? Our
yeah,
horse in the
yeah,
tribe. When we change the feed of our horses, which is more expensive or cheaper, it doesn't matter. We need to tell them. We need to tell the people that give their horses to us to be taken care of.
yeah.
That's our responsibility. If they read it or not, not
That's
fine, Brent, but if they read it or not, that's their thing.
yeah.
But we need to be transparent, and not transparent in a way that nobody can understand.
No, that's communication, though. That is telling, yeah, be showing it all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and John's also saying everything that exists is part of nature. Nature's nature has locally benign or locally malignant aspects, which is also it's a judgment point, that though
It's a
what is
system,
benign and what is
yeah,
malignant. So it is only from our perspective that it looks like it's malignant,
yes.
but if it is part of an ecosystem that feeds the rest of the ecosystem, is it ever malignant in
No,
nature though?
no.
Yeah,
It's just it constantly balancing, because the superpower of nature is balance. It's constantly balancing. It's growing and balanced, and it's sustainable, because the
mm,
sustainability that nature finds by being in balance. If it will go, I'm going out of balance. I'm going out of balance. I'm going out of balance. That's totally not being in balance, and it's not growing. It's like
yeah,
it just in being in the moment, it adjusts, adapts constantly to be in the thing, and that's why we are creativity,
yeah.
collaborative,
Creative,
create a species of nature. It's
yeah,
hard to say, but that's what we really are, and we don't give anything about in what we create. We give nothing in about balance. We just say compete, fight each other,
mm,
and that's why we have now the total imbalance from AI taking all the jobs of. First, we condition all humanity to
mm,
do the same jobs, right? In groups.
yeah,
You're gonna be not only a housefrau, but you're not gonna be working in this vegetable store, and you do this, and you
yeah.
have all these, you know, uh, few jobs,
System,
system
yeah,
jobs
yeah,
to divide 8 billion people, right?
yeah.
Now we have adapted to that. We used our thing to adapt to survive, and
Mm.
now all of a sudden it's now we are so close, and now they see the patterns, make an AI, make a robot, and make technology that all of a sudden you don't need people anymore. So the system,
Yeah,
because we trusted systems, right? We
yeah.
trusted
Well, we
system.
can never trust the system because the system can never look after us because there's nothing to trust in the system. The system
Yeah,
can only do the thing that it's supposed to, that it was
yeah,
programmed to do.
yeah.
Um, John is also saying, yeah, authority. So he's asking, so where are the seekers seeking their wisdom from? And it's from within, though.
Yeah, we don't seek
So
it. We don't seek it. We
well, as
experience it.
wisdom seekers, we seek wisdom. No, we seek different awarenesses. It's a process of being aware and open to different lenses and looking
To
through
what is,
lenses.
to what is, and to you always have to say, right?
Mm.
With the knowledge, with the filter of your perspective, that we are 8 billion 101 people that actually fit together. We know they fit together because nature wouldn't create us as 101s if we wouldn't fit together, if there wouldn't be.
We can fit together. We don't always fit together.
No, we have a free will. I can fight you right now if you want. We can fight. You know what I mean, Michaell? No, but we can fight right now. We can just make it up, especially like wars. If it doesn't cost us anything, we could fight. When wars don't cost you anything, no life, no money, nothing, and it's easy to make wars. It's the same thing. That's what's going on in the world now. We did the pandemic, then we did the climate thing, and now the climate thing doesn't work so much because there's technology that says how much we influence it, and now we're gonna go war. And if war doesn't work,
we've been doing war pretty well for quite a long time. We know that one well.
60 wars in the whole world, and people don't even know 60 things because you live in this little monkey house here.
Yeah. And that comes back to trust again, because we can't trust sometimes our own senses, even because it's being fed, it's overwhelmed constantly by untrustworthy sources, and fear, and the whole system kind of breaks down.
Yep, it's and because what happened over generations is we didn't have scarcity. We were just lack. We just had a little lack money. Our parents were saying, "Yeah, I wish we had a little bit more, but we can go on vacation. We have a house, and whatever. They had enough." But then it exponentially grew to a scarcity, and actually we can add this. I just finished an article about scarcity, which is really, really good. It's one of my best things that I ever read. And when in scarcity, this is the opposite of abundance. It's the big lie. The scarcity is the lie, because abundance is creativity. Creativity and love is abundance.
Everything can be in abundance, depending how we choose to live. So, like the structures and the ways that we, a lot in the Western world, have set up around us, have made it so that it seems like we live, our resources are limited. But in essence, it's not really. If we live in balance with the earth, then the earth provides.
I agree with this, and absolutely, because if everything fails, that's what we have to do anyway. If we have wars and everything, we have to do that anyway. But I think we also are the collaborative, creative species of nature, and we are the only one that built AI, computers. They built that, and I think it's also, as long as human centricity is first, and we use as tools like a knife. We use the knife to cut. We're not using the knife to stab. But we're
still using the knife. So if we give the knife the ability to move itself, then it could
exactly like AI.
Stab.
Exactly. I say the same thing.
I just want to answer John here. He's saying, so I am rather seeking knowledge than wisdom, and not really, because I don't think knowledge is a constant, while wisdom is. I think knowledge constantly changes. Like, we find out something new about whatever, the pyramids, or and suddenly that knowledge that we had before
is outdated.
It's outdated, or it didn't exist, or it was a made-up fact that someone put out there. And like philosophy, Descartes said something completely different, and the whole of Western kind of philosophy was based on "I think, therefore I am," but it's not. It's "I doubt, therefore I think, therefore I am." So I think it's that doubt bit that brings me to wisdom, where we need to. We're seeking it within. We're not seeking it without, because it's already there.
And you also, with your senses, you use your senses. you resonate with wisdom, and there's wisdom that is really high. Everything is love. You can say everything is love. I don't know even if that I question that wisdom, because everybody can feel love, the feedback that we are all aligned, but it doesn't
Not
mean
everyone can
everything
recognize
is.
it.
Yeah,
Though.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm questioning everything is love, because that's, I don't. There's certain wisdom you understand, and then you get more. I read a lot of wisdom and then find my own interpretation, because I cannot just say, okay, this is this way. When I say, when you say, oh, this is green, and I would never say this is green. I would say this is a Kelly green. It's more yellow or something. I would say that. So,
but there's also the difference is that that wisdom cannot be taught. We can't learn wisdom somewhere, because it's an inherent thing. It's something that resonates.
It's a recognition.
It's a recognition, but it's like a soul's recognition. It's a trusting that I know that is the right lens for me in this case, and it might change.
It also might change, but the other thing is, when you and I resonate with certain things, that with certain wisdom, we resonate with him, and then you tell your daughter, and she resonates with him, and then you tell your husband, and he resonates with them, and Josh is totally against it, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Josh comes to you, a year later, and says, "No, I get it. It's like, it's like for everyone. It's for the human being, not for the human doing. The knowledge is for the human doing, and knowledge is a great thing. It's a step to get to be aware. So we were first aware about the pyramids like this. Now we find another planet, and always another cause. We find more, and the stuff is why everything gets so unveiled right now, is because everything is our technology gets so good, and AI and everything. So we find it out and say, that can't be this. It has to be that.
Which changes everything, though. So therefore, everything we think we know are based on assumptions, and those assumptions should constantly be challenged, because that is the whole point of trust.
That's why you
actually can't trust anything that is outside of you.
You challenge anything that dissonance with you.
Yeah.
You don't. If you're aligned with it, yes. If you feel, not just think, oh, if I do this, then I get a lot of money. But would I like to do it? Would I like it? Would it fulfill me?
Yeah.
And so you just let that thing. And there was something I wanted to tell you. I have a dropout. Because I had a guy saying they was cleaning.
Yeah. So can we answer answer ourselves in this, as to whether trust can be forced? Can we force trust upon someone?
Yeah. And first thing, if I always say, trust me, Michelle, trust me. No, I mean, I can't stand when somebody says, trust me.
No, because then
trust
immediately
I'm thinking, why already? It's like, can you be empathetic with me, Michelle? No. You are empathetic anyway with me, and I cannot force you to be a systemic way what I experience as empathetic. This is generalizing empathy, generalizing love. Oh, what you have to do with love? I have to do this. I have to always pleasure and let the other person go before me. This is all. It's all systemic. That's why it's so important to segregate, compartmentalize human centricity and system relevance. In system relevant, we are generalized. Everything is a generalized, and therefore it cannot be right. It cannot be right for you or me. It has to be always distorted. But we can adapt to it and say, okay, we have to drive on the same road, on the same side of the road. We cannot drive against the road, because otherwise, people take that.
Yeah, I mean, but that is something that we can see, because we do have certain rules like time, so that we can find ways to meet each other, at some point. So driving at a place and things like that. And John's saying the resonance indicator for wisdom can be dangerous. Yes, definitely. But trust can also be dangerous if we can't challenge things. So, even if we challenge our own wisdom or whatever, or, wisdom should also be challenged as to, is it mine or is it something that you're trying to put on me?
No, we are open. We said we don't insist it's right.
No,
it's a feeling. It's a sixth senses thing, that
and
goes by
that. There has to be a trust in yourself to be able to do that. So you have to realize, because my tummy's turning, or because whatever, this is an indicator for me, but the same thing can happen for you, and it's not the same indicator or the same thing.
8 billion people, and 8 billion life perspectives create the wisdom. 8 billion life perspectives. Life is for everybody the same. It just is. It's an energy. But 8 billion perspective of that life are all different. That's why your family is totally different than you.
Yeah.
You like the Beatles, and they say the Beatles are the worst. That's just
No, exactly. And I mean, yes, I know it cannot operate on your own spine, so you have to trust a good surgeon. But I first need to make sure that I trust the fact that there needs to be surgery, because I don't necessarily trust, that.
Beautiful.
I need to figure that out first.
Yeah.
Michael, John, thank you. We might be able to touch on one more trust now, because our month has run out. But we are going to move into creativity under the umbrella of trust. So creativity as an expression of our own, trusting ourselves and trusting our creative voice. So I look forward to playing with those ideas with you.